What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James Z. Today I want to go over TSMP, what I'm seeing in the technicals for today. Still bullish sentiment with another article that came out yesterday. But before I get into that, man, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything that I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody who is willing to listen. So that being said, let's just get right into it. TSMP, as you can see, it did wind up breaking that resistance line in the 21.5 area. But again, if you look down here, it was just a straight gap up towards there compared to like the last few days where we'd have an open, drop a little bit, and then go up. Like here, open, drop a little bit, come up. This one was just straight pop, which was a huge gap up from the 19s to over the 21s, and then a straight shot to the 23, which we had that resistance level at the 24. Doesn't necessarily surprise me because the 24 area, that is the real big resistance point. We had talked about that in a previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please go through my channel and do so. But now that we're having this this actual nice big red day today, it doesn't necessarily concern me because we started to have 4, 5, and then 6 days of ramp, of straight rampage action. We had, even though yesterday was red, or I'm sorry, not yesterday, but Christmas Eve was red. Obviously it was a half a day, but we still did gap up and we maintained above the previous day. And then on Monday, we had the biggest gap up was here, and then it ran to the 23 and then just dropped from there. As you can see right here, we're just having a drop. And now it's actually basing over the high of this day right here in the 16s, which I had said that, if it does struggle, and again with OTCs, just because it did break the 20.5 and go to 23, there are things called a fake out breakout. Technical analysis isn't 100% accurate. So I mean, technically it did break it, but it failed. It was a fake out breakout and it just started dropping. And in my last video, I had said, depending on how it reacts to this level, that, we could potentially get a drop back to the 15 area, and we winded up getting a drop down to the 16s. But for me personally, what I'm seeing is the same thing that I'm seeing here, is when we had this huge ramp action and then we had a nice solid pullback before the run. And then here we go, having this nice big ramp action and then having a nice solid pullback. So, it's nothing too concerning. Again, I have conviction in my position and in my plan with what I want to do with this company. So for me personally, it's no big deal that we're having this red day today, because we're still having a lot of bullish sentiment come out about TSMP. And just to speak on that a little bit, as you can see right here, Microcap Daily had another article come out yesterday, December 27th. Today is the 28th. Digital payments provider Humble Inc. Powerful run on Tessero Enterprise. I mean, that speaks volumes. Again, powerful run. I mean, you got to think about these little nuggets like I always talk about when I'm going through these articles. So if you guys want to read this article, obviously, like I said, it's on microcapdaily.com. But it's basically just the same, bullish sentiment that we've been seeing in all the other articles and everything else that I have researched and analyzed through all the other videos I've done on TSMP. So it's really nothing new in these articles, but just the fact that we are now having consistency of bullish sentiment in multiple articles coming out in recent times. So we had one on the 24th, and then now on the 27th, another article comes out with bullish sentiment. That's always great news to propel this thing. Again, I think at this moment, when we're actually looking into the technicals, I think that when people are starting to see this now and having new retail investors' eyes on this company, that they're starting to see that, okay, we're having a big push, which from the lows of the 10s to the 21s, that's 100% move. So, that could be a little scary to see that for certain individuals, for a buy signal. And then, obviously the shorts are looking at it from that perspective too. We're up more than 100% from the bottom of right here. So, that could be a potential good sign to start shorting. But again, like I said, I didn't anticipate this thing to just straight run. I wanted to see how it would test in these levels. Obviously, we finally got the day of rejection in this level. But I'm very curious to see how it's going to react tomorrow. We're starting to get this bounce off the 16s. So, you know, it is a potential buy at this point, but I would personally wait until what is the reaction for tomorrow, because we can potentially get another red day and maybe potentially drop back to the 14, 15 levels and hold in there, and maybe get a small drop and some consolidation again before we have that ramp up. But with the more bullish sentiment coming out about TSMP, you know, this is actually really healthy pullback for this stock at the moment. And then going into January, we're a few days away from the new year. And then with, you know, the symbol change, the ticker symbol change, and the company's name change, that could provide that huge catalyst like I've been talking about, for that to exponentially grow this thing. And then because of the fact that, you know, Brian Foote had came out and said that they want to make sure that they try to get listed on the NASDAQ, that, you know, those requirements, as we know, is a $4 minimum of the share price. So I'm very curious about what actions they're going to take moving forward into 2021 to determine, you know, is that actually solidified and can they make it to those price points? So again, guys, just a correction day, man, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a gap up, then another gap up. So 6 days of run from the low 10s to the 23s. That's over 100% run in a matter of a week. You have to realize that. And so it is due for some type of correction and some type of pullback for right now. I am not completely sold on the 16-cent range being the bottom. Can it be that bottom? It potentially can, because we're having that nice bounce off of it, as you can see right here. But I mean, it could very well still drop. I mean, it's very realistic that it could still drop if the shorts continue to take over. Can I see this rebounding? Of course I see this rebounding. I see this no different from what happened here. A pop, then a huge pullback, and then a pop again, which is basically what happened. It finally bottomed. So we now had the pop, and now we're having the correction, because this is over 100%. 100% run. Okay, you gotta understand that perspective. It's over 100% from this bottoming area, and now it's finally having the pullback and correction, and it could potentially have another red day tomorrow before we start seeing that ramping up again. So, you know, from my perspective, this is very healthy pullback when you're running up over 100% from a bottoming point. It's a very healthy pullback for me. And then again, moving into January 2021, with the catalyst that we should continue to have with this company, could potentially propel us back up to these 35 levels. And then if we continue to have more news catalysts like this coming out more recently, so now we've had multiple days back to back recently of strong bullish sentiment in these articles, just like right here, a powerful run, and then basically explaining the same thing that we go over continuously in all the other videos. You guys could read this. I'm not going to read it because it's basically I've already read it, and it's basically the same over and over, but again, bringing new eyes to the table, you know, which are potential retail investors and potential traders, which is more volume, which is more demand, which is great news and great catalyst to propel this thing even further. So again, guys, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about today. Let me know if you guys think today it will correct tomorrow, because we did have a pretty strong drop today. But you know, again, from my perspective, it's very healthy. But let me know what you guys think about it. If you watched this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. Very appreciated. You can't stop Mafia is a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place for you to do that. So TSMP, just a healthy correction from my perspective. You know, I could see this thing potentially dropping one more day and then finally getting that pickup again. And as long as we continue to have more bullish sentiment like we're seeing in this article, again, another article with bullish sentiment is always a great thing. So I'm going to make sure I keep you guys updated as much as possible. Till next time, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.